I am super excited today. I have 1,500 miles on my bike. How did it go? Stay tuned for this episode. Hello everyone, this is Papa Blue Shirt. Papa Blue Shirt, Papa Blue Shirt. And I'm excited today because I got 1,500 miles on my bike and I wanted to do an update to let you know how things have went. So let's take a look at the bike and see what it looks like after 1,500 miles. All right, there's what it looks like. As you can see, it's kind of dirty. I gave up trying to keep it clean because of the trails I ride. But as you can see, I put a few things on there. Got these little mud flaps here, and here. And they're really easy to install. You just pull them and stretch them and boom, they're on there. The one in the back doesn't stop everything. So some does get through here. I was gonna make a thing here to put on top of this to make it up the rest of the way, but I just haven't got around to it. I put a little package here to hold all my tools in, and this edition here was really nice because it's cold here today. It's the 26th of December. Yesterday it was 19 degrees, and I could just ride with these little thin gloves, and those things keep my hands nice and warm. So if you want to keep your hands warm, get yourself some pogies. And I'll leave a link for all this stuff in the description. I got my bike rack here. I did have a rack that hooked onto my seat thing, and I kept my extra battery in it, and when I'd go on long trips, and it let me down one day. So I went to this style here, which is a lot more secure. And it comes with a bag. The one I got come with a bag that goes on here and it hooks in there. I'll leave a link for all that. I got this bar here. The handlebars are not even. They start big and they go small and they get big again, and it's really hard to get stuff to hook to it. So I got this bar here, and what that enables me to do is hook all the stuff onto this bar here. The bike didn't have a drink holder, one of the downsides, but I was able to put one up here. Anyways, let's talk about the bike. Now, like I said, I've got 1,500 miles on it. Let's take a look at it here. 1,500 miles exactly. How far did I go today? 18 miles. You can see I have one bar left there. And it was a little windy today, and I rode on 5 the whole time. So you can, at least at my weight, about 170 pounds, you can get almost always 16 to 18 miles, no matter what the wind is or the weather. And that's running in 5. If you run in the lower ones, I went as far as 36 miles on one battery. And so there is a wide variance there, and it all depends on how hard you ride and how much assist that you have when you ride. Things I like about the bike, it makes me feel like I'm 16 again. I'm riding trails now that when I was a teenager I would have had a hard time with. And wow, yeah. Maybe I shouldn't do this review with this glasses on, but I'm going to anyway. Anyways, I'm doing trails that I would have had a hard time when I was a teenager. You can see behind me here, these hills here, I can ride right up hills like that. Leave anybody in the dust who doesn't have an e-bike, because it evens out those hills. Now, don't let anyone tell you that getting an e-bike is cheating, because you only use 20% less calories when you're riding an e-bike. And what happens is you enjoy it. You enjoy it so much that you ride more miles. I couldn't imagine me riding more than 5 or 6 without an e-bike, and I ride almost every day 16, 18, 20 miles. What you lose calorie wise for having the battery, you make up for because you do a lot more. I hope that makes sense. But anyways, I'm getting my use out of it. The only thing that I've actually done to the bike itself would be to adjust the brakes. I adjusted those a couple times, and I oiled the chain, and that's pretty much all I've done. And so yeah, it's been nice. But like I said, I did add a few things to make it more comfortable. I changed the seat. The seat that was on there was more for an upright rider, and I bend over a little bit when I ride. So this one that I got here is nice and padded. So I added that on there. And like I said, the mud flaps and all that stuff. And this bar here. So anyways, would I buy it again? You betcha I would buy it again. There would be no doubt in my mind that I would buy it again. It's changed my life. Just a few months ago, I was flat on my back and couldn't even hardly work for day to day, and because of back issues, I didn't think I could ever ride a bike again. And riding a bike, it's that little sweet spot in there. And having it be an e-bike, it just makes it so much more, because there's some days that my hip will hurt, or my back will hurt so bad that I can't hardly pedal, and I can come back with all motor and don't have to do any pedaling, or I can just kind of take it easy, and it helps me enough so I can get back. And things I don't like about the bike, like I said, was there was no bottle drink holder. I didn't like that. Had to figure that all out, and which I did here. I mounted one of these bars on here, and then I'm able to hook anything else up on these bars here. So that was nice. I can also get another one of these bars, and I can extend it out, and I can add more stuff if I would like to. These lights I got, they're little rechargeable lights, and they're just wonderful. I use these, and they blink, or they can blink like that. And there's one back here too. There it is. Wasn't on, no wonder. That's the one I usually use. And those are really cheap, and I get 400 or 500 miles before I have to recharge them. So, and then my bike rack here. I really like the bike rack now. There's only certain ones that fit these because of how it's set up. So I'll leave a link for that in the description. And probably the best upgrade that I did was the battery. I bought an extra battery. So on those long runs, I have went 64.8 miles in one day. Took me about a little bit over 4 hours. I did that on 2 batteries, and I still had 2 bars left on the last battery. So like I said, you can get a long ways out of it if you plan it PAS 3 or 4. You can get a lot of mileage that way. If you do on 1 or 2, you can really get a lot, but it's so slow it drives me nuts. So I usually, if I'm trying to get somewhere, I'll ride on 3 for as long as I can, and then I'll ride on 4, and get a lot of mileage on it that way. The other thing that I didn't like about the bike is the brake levers are opposite of what we're used to here in America. The left brake is back, and usually here I believe the other side, the right side, is the back. When I hop from my bike to my wife's bike, it's hard to say, to my wife's bike, because I don't have wives, I have a wife. Anyways, when I hop on her bike, I have to be really careful because I'm used to doing it the other way around, and have to be careful, otherwise I'll go over the handlebars on hers. And yeah, I think there's probably a way to switch it, but it hasn't been that big of a deal. And now after 1,500 miles, I'm kind of used to it that way. I'd have to break myself in again. So yeah. So, well, there it is. 1,500 miles. And there was another thing that really bugged me. This panel here. They had it set that if you were idle for 5 minutes, it would turn off, you know. So when I was in a big day, when I wanted to do a lot of miles, you know, I'd stop and rest and the thing would turn off on me. And so then I'd lose all my mileage and all that. I have since went into the settings and changed it so it doesn't go off for an hour. So you can actually change it so it never goes off. And so you have to turn it off. So that was a thing that I hated. Can't think of anything else. Those are just little things that irritated me. I would still buy it again. And yeah. So, like I said, overall, I'm real happy with the bike. And I'm going to keep putting miles on it. So if you want to know how things are going, just click the like and the subscribe button and click that bell notification so you know when I post a video. And you can see my tires. You know, my tires, they seem to be holding up and they're pretty good. You know, I was looking at a review of another person on this, and they said they had 8 or 10 flats on it, and you know, and so I was a little bit leery because I thought that would be an ongoing problem, but I guess it depends where you ride and what you ride. I probably riding half on trails and probably half on the road. And so I've used it a lot on both areas. So yeah. So if you're looking for a nice, you know, nice entry-level bike, get your feet wet, let you see how it is, you know, without having to spend a lot of money. Yeah, I would suggest that you get this one. It has been really good for me, and like I said, it's really changed my life. I couldn't imagine, you know, like I said, I'm riding 18 and 20 miles a day, and you add that up in a month's time, that adds up to a lot of miles. And I've only had it since October, so you know, October, November, December, so that's only 3 months. I'm averaging about 500 miles a month in the wintertime, so yeah. Can imagine when the summer comes, I'll be putting a lot more miles on. So, alrighty. Well, this is Papa Blue Shirt. Thanks for watching.